Yes, sir. We're back at it. Pickdawgz, giving you our best plays and picks and everything MMA related. Got myself MMA locker room here. Got my co-host right to the next to me, Brad. How you doing today?
Man, I'm doing good. It's a good day to be alive. Good day to thrive. How you doing today?
Oh man, I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Just coming off of doing some PFL media days, talking to some of the fighters that's gonna be fighting tomorrow. And one of the messages from Bubba Jenkins was if you're not right within, you can't win. So hey man, let's keep it
I
going.
like that. I like it.
Yeah, speaking of right within, man. I mean, last week we had a great card, man. You had Jessica Andrade versus Amanda Lemos. Didn't really seem to disappoint at all. Main event didn't even last longer than the first round. So man, real quick, Brad, how'd you like the fights last week and how'd you do?
Yeah, man, it was a great card. I think I said in the beginning of the show last week, it's like, this is a card on paper. It's not going to blow you away, but these are these type of cards that surprise you, and it definitely was. Had a great week last week. Hit my best bet with Pickdawgz. Hit my best underdog pick, which was the under 2.5 rounds for Jordan Wright and Barat. So, it was a great week all around. That submission victory for Charles Jourdain, the submission victory for Barat, Pules getting the submission victory. It was just a lot of great jiu-jitsu and just a good card all around.
I agree, man. Like it didn't have the names on there that everybody's used to seeing. But I mean, the premium picks, shout out to everybody for getting your packages out there. We went 2-0 again. Claudio Polaris, we locked him up at plus money earlier on. And then Air Jordan, we locked him up at minus 110. We waited for that line because he opened up at a minus 130. And that fight was just crazy, man. Air Jordan submitted Lando Venata in the first round, man. And shout out to Air Jordan. He actually retweeted our little video and everything like that as well, man.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was a good fight, man. Charles Jourdain was one of my favorite picks as well. So yeah, I felt like last week's card there was a lot of opportunities to cash in, and we are on the right side of a lot of them. So hoping to continue that this week.
Hell yeah, man. Can't wait to it, man. So real quick, coming up, we're gonna have a UFC fight night. I think it's UFC Vegas 53. Rob Font versus Cheeto Vera, man. You got a lot of interesting fights on the card. Go through the lineup for you guys real quick. Only 12 fights on the card, not 14 like it was last week, man. Starting off with the prelims, you got Tatasho Tateri. Oh shit, murdered that name versus Carlos Candelero, newcomer coming from Japan in there. Everybody's high on that guy. He opened up at a minus 260. You got Gina Mazzani versus Shayna Young. You got Mike Breeden versus Natan Levy. Really like that fight. You got Yohan Lainesse making his debut, contender fighter versus Gabe Green. Francisco Figueiredo versus Daniel Da Silva. No, not that Figueiredo. It's his brother. And then this fight was supposed to happen last week, so they brought it back this week. Chase Sherman versus Alexander Romanov. Then you have Krzysztof Jotko versus Gerald Meerschaert. Dale Elkins versus Tristan Connelly. Grant Dawson versus Jared Gooden. Andrei Fili versus Joanderson Brito. Andrei Arlovski versus Jay Collier. In the main event, Rob Font versus Marlon Vera. So, man, let's go ahead and get into it. Like we said, we're not going to go over the whole card. We're going to go over the main card, and then we're going to go over one of the fights on the prelims that we like. Before we go over that one fight on the prelim, I do want to say we were going to spend some time on the Natan Levy versus Mike Breeden fight. I do think that's a little bit worth mentioning. Natan Levy is coming back trying to get in that win column after taking a loss to Rafael Garcia. So I actually think that's going to be an interesting fight. You got Mike Breeden doing the same thing. He's coming off a loss. He's trying to get back into that win column. That's one fight I think you guys should pay attention to. But what's the one fight on the prelim you want to start to talk about, Brad?
Let's go. Gabe Green versus Lainesse here.
There we go, man. Gabe Green versus Yohan Lainesse. This fight's going to be taking place on the prelims, okay? It's going to be one of the main fights on the card that a lot of people got money on, okay? It's taking place in the welterweight division. Gabe Green, 10-3, taking on undefeated prospect Yohan Lainesse coming from Canada. The opening line on it, I'll give you guys the opening line, then I'll let Brad take it over. It was a pick 'em. It was a minus 115. it only stayed that way for about a day and a half, because now you got Gabe Green closing out at a -140. Favorite. The comeback on Yohan is roughly around a +115, +120. Brad, how you see this fight taking place?
Yeah, this is definitely going to be a good fight. Like you said, Lainesse is a prospect. People are high on him and is making his UFC debut after getting that first round KO in the Contender Series. The guy has 8 wins and 6 knockouts in his pro career. So, he brings the fight and he's going to want to finish this fight, which makes this a very intriguing fight because Gabe Green also has a lot of power in his hands. So I could see someone getting slept in this one. But I would say Gabe Green is a better all-around fighter, but I like Lainesse's size here. I mean, he's 6'1". He's going to have a reach advantage. So I'm going to start this show off hot. We're going with the underdog. I'm going with the prospect. Give me Lainesse money line. I just feel like he's going to be able to pick Gabe Green apart if he's able to keep it on the feet. I just think his size and reach advantage is going to be the difference maker in this one. So give me Lainesse money line. I like him as underdog.
I like that. We're going to take it even further. How do you think he gets it done?
Ooh, that's tough. I feel like Gabe Green, to win this fight, he's going to have to get in close. And if he gets in too close, I mean, Lainesse may catch him. So I could see Gabe Green getting slept. I could also see get into a decision. Gabe Green is a tough guy, but shoot, let's go for a KO. Lainesse KO. And I think you can get that at like +350 or something. So sprinkle a little quarter uni on that one. Hey, we'll see.
Like it, man. Gabe Green coming out of Downey, California, over here in my backyard. Kind of familiar with him. Has wins over Javier Garcia, LFA fighter that some people might be aware of. Has wins over UFC fighter Philip Rowe. Made his debut versus Daniel Rodriguez. Wasn't able to get the win there, but when it comes to it, man, he's a wrestler. He's a grinder. He's somebody that, presses you up against the cage, tries to take you into the later rounds. That's his way. That's his path to victory, pretty much. He's one of those guys to where he thinks like he's a full fighter, he says, so he can go the full 15 minutes. But guess what, man? He ain't fought in a year. And you want to know why? It's because, man, something happened to where he had a mini heart attack. Yeah, I said it. He had a heart attack. Something happened to where he got punched and his heart stopped. Yep. Can't believe it, but it happened. So, you got all the betting favors, all the betting cappers just all loving Gabe Green in the spot right now. They're saying, he should be able to grind him up against the cage and, go into the later rounds. But I kind of like your approach on that. I'm familiar with Lainesse from the Contender Series. In this fight, shit, man. All right, fuck it, man. I'm going to keep it real. I'm with you, man.
Let's get
I'm on Lainesse, man. I'm not going to go away from my first thought. Another thing try to happen again. I tried to let he can wrestle him. He can do this. He can do, man. Nah, man. I'm going with the first thought, man. I'm on Lainesse as well. So that's the first fight that we're going to be talking about. Next on, are you going to get to the window with it? You going to be betting this one, or that's just your pick?
That's something I'm going to have to think about, man. I mean, this guy's making his UFC debut, but like you said, Gabe Green with that heart attack situation, I mean, we never want to hear that, but I feel like that has to affect a fighter. I feel like just getting plus money on Lainesse is too hard to pass up for a free pick. Going to the window on that, I'm going to have to think about that. It's not going to be a premium. I ain't going to lie.
Got you. I like it, man. The next fight taking place on the main card, taking place in the middleweight division, 185. Gerald Meerschaert, 34 wins, 14 losses versus Krzysztof Jotko, 23 wins, 5 losses. Gerald Meerschaert ranked number 19 middleweight in the world. Krzysztof Jotko is number 17th ranked in the world. Give you guys the betting lines to see how you can break it down and make some money on them. Jotko opened up at a -165 favorite. Little bit of money came on GM3. So now Jokov's down to a -160 on your books out there. Hey, let's go ahead and kick it off with the main card. Brad, how you see this one?
Yeah, I mean, GM3, after that loss to Kazmat, I mean, that was a brutal knockout, but has looked great ever since, winning 3 fights in a row, 3 submissions. This guy's just an absolute animal when it comes to the jiu-jitsu game. He knows how to submit people. Jotko, on the other hand, very solid fighter. He flies under the radar. It's because he's just not gonna have the funnest fights to watch. He's not gonna blow you away with his skill set, but just always super solid. So GM3, he's definitely going to try to grapple in this fight. He's going to want to get him down, try to get the submission. But, I think Jotko's going to come into this fight knowing that he's going to be careful. He's going to keep his distance. And Jotko's also solid on the ground. So I think he's a smart enough fighter. He's a veteran. He knows that what GM3 is going to do. So I don't think Jotko is going to get submitted. When it comes to who's going to win this fight, that's a tough pick for me, but I'm liking this over 2.5 rounds. Like I said, I think Jotko, he's not a fighter who goes out there and he's going to try to knock you out. He plays it safe. He's a very technical and smart fighter. So as long as GM3 doesn't submit Jotko, I see this going to a decision. So that's going to be my pick there. Last time I saw it, it's at a -115. So I'm liking that a lot.
Like it. All right. So when I think of this fight right here, I actually the over is kind of hard. You got GM3. He has the most submissions in the UFC. He's literally one of the guys that has that JanSport thing, man. That backpack season gets on your back, you ain't coming up. Tap, tap, tap. On the other hand, doesn't give a lot of output once he's on the feet though. But his fight resume and fight pedigree, man, he didn't fought everybody, so he's gonna have the better experience in there, higher pedigree of fight resume. But on the other side, I look at Jotko. He's training with the better camp, training at ATT. He's diverse with a lot of athletes over there, coming off a win over Meerschaert, a loss to Sean Strickland, a win over Eric Anders, a win over Marc-André Barriot. He knows how to win fights. It's not going to be the most impressive. It's not going to be eye-watching. You're probably not going to high-five your guy next to you and say, did you see that? But he knows how to win fights. So, I'm kind of leaning Jotko in this fight. Yeah, I'm leaning Krzysztof Jotko in this fight. I will say this though, man. GM3 mentally, talking to him, not me talking to him, but hearing him in the media day and stuff like that, he's ready to win. And and he's going out there to win. So he knows that a lot of people pick him to kind of, get an easy win off of. So he's fighting with a whole different attitude and stuff like that. He's feeling a lot more dangerous. So that's something I like to see when you got fighters that have been fighting in MMA for this long. They need a light bulb to get them hungry again. So I'm probably just gonna stay off this fight. Yeah,
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the over, but picking the winner, that's a tough pick for me. So,
yeah, I'm with you. But I kind of do lean to the over in this one as well, man. So I do lean to the over in this one. Next fight of the night, it's taking place at the featherweight 145 division. Darren Damage Elkins, 26 wins, 10 losses. Coming out of Team Alpha Male, fighting Tristan Connelly, 14 wins, 7 losses. Coming out of Canada. Just to give you guys the opening line on this, Darren Elkins opened up at a -150 favorite. I think the line is roughly around the same way as of today. Don't quote me on that. Could be at a -140 or a -155 by today. Tristan Connelly, pretty much last time we seen him in the ring, I think it was a loss. Yeah,
he lost to Sabatini last fight.
Lost to Sabatini. Interesting on this fight right here. Made his debut fighting at a welterweight against Michel Pereira, my boy, the back flipper. Then comes back at 155 versus Sabatini. Takes a year off. Now he's coming at 145 versus Darren Elkins. How you see this fight taking place?
Yeah, I didn't even realize that. Damn, went to welterweight all the way down to featherweight. That's pretty wild. But I mean, Darren, the Damage Elkins. I mean, this guy is always fun to watch. He brings the heat, loves to have a war. And if there's a prop that Darren Elkins is going to bleed, I would bet yes. This man just leaks every single fight.
Facts.
But yeah, I mean, they don't call him the Damage for nothing because this man has took some damage in his career. And we saw in Tristan Connelly's last fight, yeah, he took a loss, but he had some good moments late in the fight. So look, man, I love Tristan Connelly here as an underdog. I feel like Darren Elkins, he's just kind of on his way out. Like I said, took a lot of damage. I know that has to do something to a fighter. And yeah, I just feel like Darren Elkins has took too many wars, and you're going to get Tristan Connelly, who at underdog money, I feel like this fight should be more out of a pick 'em personally. So I'm going to take Connelly money line here.
Got it. So I'm on the other side, man. Give me the Damage, man. Give me Darren Elkins, man. Coming off of a bad loss versus a legend in the game, Cub Swanson. He just got knocked. He just got put out there. It wasn't like he got beat for 7 to 8 minutes in the ring, and then had to tap out or get knocked out, or the ref had to pull it off. So it can happen to anybody. I'm not done with betting him. He's one of those guys to where I know what he's going to do. And those are the guys that I like to bet a lot of times because I know what they're going to do once they're in that cage. You got some people that make their debut. You think he's a grappler. You think he's a wrestler. He comes in there and think he's a kickboxer. So, I'm gonna be getting to the window some way, somehow with this fight right here. Darren Elkins. And then what I'm gonna do too is we always like to bet sometimes the way that I think they're gonna win. So I'm gonna go ahead and bet. I'm gonna put some money on it. I know it's gonna have a nice little prop to it. Darren Elkins win by submission. So that's my pick right here, Brad. Right. So it's me versus you. All right.
Let's see what's up. All right. I feel it, man. It could happen. I mean, Darren Elkins, he's a veteran. He knows how to fight. He gets into wars. So if he gets Tristan Connelly on the ground, maybe he catches his neck. Who knows? But nah, man, we're going with the underdog this one.
I got you. Now, don't take it personal now, man. But now, hey, how can Tristan Connelly, how can you trust a guy who hasn't fought in a year? You know, he actually just been off with some surgery, fought in 3 different weight classes, you know, hasn't got a win in that one, or that one. But I mean,
I see what you're saying. Hasn't fought in a year, but I don't know. The damage has took too much damage. But hey, you're making good points. So we'll see.
I like that. I ain't mad at anybody who's betting on the other side either, because Tristan Connelly, he does have some good things about him, but I just don't know what's been going on with him in that last year. So we're gonna keep this thing rolling. Next fight on the card, though, this is one that this is one I'm all over right here. Love this fight, man. Once it got announced, I hit straight to the window when it did, man. Gave it out on a live stream because I knew that number wasn't going to stay the same. Did it? Number didn't change. So did the game. You got Grant Dawson, 17-1 and 1. That's rare, man, that you actually have to say that, and 1. That means he has a draw in his record. Taking on Jared Gooden, 18-4. This fight's going to be taking place at the lightweight division right now. Grant Dawson opened up at a -140 favorite. Now he's at a -160, -165 favorite out there on the books. Come back on Jared Gordon. You can get him anywhere from a +130 on your books out there as well. Brad, how you see this fight taking place?
Yeah, this is a good fight, and I like both these guys. They're both tough guys, but you know, Dawson, he isn't gonna blow you away when you watch him. Like you said, you're not gonna high five your boy after watching Grant Dawson, but I mean, if he gets you on the ground, you're not gonna get up. So look, Jared Gordon is gonna have the advantage on the feet. Good boxer, just a strong guy all around on the feet. But you know, this is an MMA match, and I'm gonna have to go with the guy with the better grappling skills. I'm going to go Grant Dawson money line here. It's at -165 the last time I saw it. So I think this is a good parlay piece here. I think he's going to be able to, you know, take Jared Gordon down at points of this fight, which will squeak out rounds for him. You know, I can also see him getting him down and also, you know, using some ground and pound. Maybe we see a TKO or something like that. So I just think the ground advantage for Grant Dawson is going to be too much for Jared Gordon. So give me Grant Dawson money line here.
Like it. And I'm not mad at it, man. But I mean, give some respect to Jared Gordon, man. Last time lost only was to the champ, Charles Oliveira. Since then, he's on a 3-fight win streak right now. You know, he's one of those guys that can do it all. He can wrestle, he can box, you know, he can keep you on the feet. He's a survivor, he's a fighter. What I mean by that is he overcame some things in his life and, you know, is able to fight through, and he actually helps a lot of people that does that too. So, you know, all respect to my man Jared Gordon on that, right? But we talking about betting. So give me some Grant Dawson as well, man. Lock them up, -145 on there, man. This is the cardio king, man. He pushes that pace. This is the guy to where you can bet on, and you usually got to get him at a -300, a -280. He's never been this low in his life. Why is he this low? Because he's coming off of a draw. Not a loss, folks, a draw, okay? Won the first 2 rounds against Glenn, and then he ended up losing the last round. You know, how I look at that is like this. A lot of people slow down in the 3rd round. So, you know, he ended up getting a draw. So everybody's kind of saying he's not what we expected. The outcome, he switched his camps, left Glory MMA over there with James Krause, one of the better fighters and coaches over there. But he's been there for 8 years. He's been the biggest fish in the small pond, whatever you want to say like that over there. So now he's over there at ATT with the best athletes out there, 23 world champions and stuff. So now he's getting that attention that he needs. I love me some Grant Dawson in there. Heard him in the interviews. He said he took that 3rd round off and kind of, you know, he knows what he needs to do in there. He said, I'm not trying to be be good. I'm trying to be great. I think he has what it takes. He has a long jab. He likes to keep it out there with the reach, and he's going to take you down. Think about Jared Gooding. Jared Gooding could keep getting up. Grant Dawson, he's going to keep getting you down. Been at ATT for 2 months now, man. So go ahead. I'm all over Grant Dawson. Another prop you probably want to play just to get you some plus money on is going to be by decision. But let me slow you down a little bit, because Grant Dawson does have finishes, and I want to say all Jared Gooden's losses, 3 of them come from being finished and stuff like that. So I'll just leave it like this. Grant Dawson is what we're on, and hey man, get it now because that line's gonna go up.
Yeah, Grant Dawson is one of those guys you don't want to bet against. He just has that MMA skill set that is just going to get wins. The dude has a skill set to win fights. He's not going to, throw a head kick and sleep you, but, he has a skill set to win fights. And, I don't know if he'll be a champion one day, but on this come up, he's going to be money. So I agree there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Next fight of the night, taking place 145 featherweight division. Andrei Touchy Fili, 21 wins and 8 losses, taking on Joanderson Brito, 12 wins, 3 losses, 1 draw. Joanderson Brito just made his debut pretty much last fight against Bill Algeo. I was on him, man. I was a little bit upset he wasn't able to get the win. Didn't fight like I thought he would. Andrei Fili, on the other hand, last time we seen him in the ring, he had to take fight no contest because illegal shots or some shit like that to Daniel Pineda, I want to say. Shouts out to Andrei Fili. Seen him out here in Anaheim. Gave me a picture. Actually tried to take my chain. You know what I mean? So I respect him for that, though. How you see this fight taking place, Brad?
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a fun fight here. Brito, people are high on him, like you said. Took that loss in his UFC debut. I think this guy's going to be a good prospect. I think he's going to have a solid career in the UFC. But Andrei Touchy Fili, man, dude, this guy's solid. He's fought some of the best featherweights in the world. I mean, he's fought Max Holloway, guys like that. So this guy's used to fighting on the big stage. Like I said, fought some of the best fighters. So I can't bet against him in this fight. I just think this is too much of a tough test for Brito. I kind of wish the UFC didn't give him a guy like Fili, kind of built him up a little more. So a little disappointed in that. Okay. But yeah, it's kind of tough, man, because I like this kid. He's a fun striker. He has a future in the UFC, but I think this is just too much too soon. So give me Andrei Fili. He's a big favorite right now, so I like him via decision plus 150. I think Brito's a tough kid. I mean, this could turn into a firefight, which kind of scares me, but to get plus money, I like Andrei Fili via decision.
Yes, sir, man. So the opening lines, Andrei Fili on the books was minus 300. Come back on Brito was plus 250. Ain't the same no more. Andrei Fili's all the way down to a minus 250 now, minus 260. How I look at this is like this, man. I know Fili well. I seen him fight Gabriel Benitez, seen him fight Yair Rodriguez, but I actually seen him live, Cormier versus Jones Part 2 versus Calvin Kattar when he took that loss. I was actually all the way up in the nosebleeds with Calvin Kattar's family up there when they were cheering for him when he fought him. So, yeah, one of those guys, though, man, he fought a lot of people in the weight class, has wins over Miles Jury, Dennis Bermudez, Charles Jourdain. But then the losses, I mean, he's taking them to good guys. No disrespect in the loss to Sadiq Youssef. No disrespect in the loss to Bryce Mitchell. I actually have Bryce Mitchell in that fight. Fili, good wrestler, long kickboxer coming from Team Alpha Male, kind of can do it all. But to me, sometimes he just lacks that go for it thing, that let me finish him, let me do a highlight, like we know you can fight. We seen you fight already, like you have over 12 fights in the UFC. Sometimes it's like, all right, well, what are you going to do now? It's like, I don't want to see the same thing, over there where you're out of favor and stuff like that. You would think that you would see maybe a little bit more wrestling out of him, but he doesn't, So I think Fili's a strong parlay. No, let me. I think, shit, man. I think Fili should win. All right, man. I think Fili should win. I like Brito too, man. I like what he does, man. He has a lot of finishes, a lot of submissions, man. He's aggressive. He's everything the opposite of what I said Fili is. Like, he goes for it, So, and he's coming off of a loss. His last time taking a loss, he came back and knocked the dude out in the first round. It's gonna be a good fight, man. I lean Fili for the win, One prop I would probably play would be round 3 to start. Probably going to be juicy out there, but those are props that I usually bet myself. Sometimes I don't give them out because it's a little bit too juicy out there. Hey, Brad, go ahead, go through the chat, man. Give the people some love real quick. You got some people
Yeah, who we
chiming
got
in
in
on
here?
this one.
Oh, my boy Chase Deskins. Oh, this is my homie right here. We're doing numbers, Chase. You already know. Shane Mickle, Pickdawgz legend right here. What's up, brother? We got Andy coming in. You know, we hooked him up with some money last week. We're gonna do the same thing for you this week, Andy. Appreciate you joining the show, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, he's talking about that Nathan Levy too as well. He's talking about he's just been in the UFC PI. Man, Nathan Levy, man. He's an Israel fighter, man. When all those bombs and everything were going on about 4 or 5 months ago, he was actually over there in like a little hut under the shit, man. Like I respect that guy a lot. True martial artist, man. So yeah, make sure you guys pay attention to that Nathan Levy fight. Co-main event time, man. Thanks for everybody for rocking with us right now. If you guys are watching this on the replay, leave your comments in there, man. Let me know your picks. Let me know your parlays. So far, man, go over our stats real quick, man. We've been killing it, man. So pay attention. We got our best play coming up for you guys a little later, our best dog, and our lottery pick, man. Co-main event time. You got a legend stepping in. Andrei Arlovski, 33 wins, 20 losses. Do the math, man. That's 53 fucking fights, man. Number 14th ranked heavyweight in the world, taking on Jake Porky Pig Collier, 13 wins and 6 losses. All right, man. So this fight right now, how it's the co-main event? Shit. I don't know, man. I kind of, yeah, man. Like, I don't think that this should be a co-main event on any card, but it is because you got a legend in there. And I mean, how can I say how is this the co-main event when 2 weeks ago it was like 2 contender series making their debut for the co-main event?
Anyone can get a co-main event these days, man. Anyone.
Yeah. So go ahead, man. How you gonna bet this one? Before you do that, or you got a pick for him? I'll give you guys some opening lines on there. Andrei Arlovski opened up at a -125. Now he's all the way up to a -150 on there. Porky Pig, not bad. I ain't gonna call him that, but that's my boy though, man. Porky Pig though, man. I remember that, man. He reminds me of him, man. I'll get to why I call him Porky though. But yeah, Jake Collier opened up +115. Now you can get him all the way up to a +125, +130 shop around for the best line. How you see this one playing out?
Yeah, man. We got the big boys here. This is gonna be a good one. I can't believe Andrei Arlovski is still doing this thing. I mean, like 2 years ago, I was watching this guy and I was like, yeah, this is probably gonna be his last fight. The next fight is gonna be his last fight. This is gonna be his 38th UFC fight, which is absolutely amazing. Shout out that, man. To still have the hunger to do this is crazy. And he's currently on a 3-fight winning streak, which is pretty surprising to me. I mean, this guy's been the gatekeeper for the heavyweight division for a while, and the fact that he's racking up wins is pretty impressive. And when it comes to Collier, he started his career as a middleweight and is now a heavyweight, and it's pretty crazy to look at pictures, man. He looks like a totally different human being. I was like, is that the same dude? But it is. So yeah, I'm going to have to roll with Jake Collier in this one, though. I love him as an underdog. Yeah, Andrei Arlovski, I just can't see him winning 4 fights in a row.
Hey, man, I'm loving where we at right now, man. Let's go, man. Give me some Porky Pig right now, man. Started off as a middleweight, man. He just didn't move to the next weight class. He moved to the next weight class, and that's the big boys, man. Last time, in the UFC, he was a middleweight. Took some years off, took some times off, came back looking real sloppy when Fight Island was going on and COVID season was out. Came back as a heavyweight. Everybody knew to fade him. I'm not even looking at Tapology, but I think my boy Tom Aspinall went out there and smoked him, I want to say. If it wasn't Tom Aspinall, yeah, it had to be, I think. But yeah, Tom Aspinall went out there and smoked him, I'm pretty sure. Then after that, let me give you some accurate stats for it.
Just throw up the Tapology.
Yeah. Because I want to say, after that, he did get some wins, and he did look a little bit better in shape. But when he came out, he came out just looking bad, looking like he came straight off of the couch. So, yeah, like I said, came out, right cross, tapped his jaw, round 1 versus Tom Aspinall. Had money on Tom Aspinall in there. Then comes back, gets a win over Gian Vellante, goes to the decision in there. Actually had money on Jay Collier in there. Then he had a fight with Carlos Felipe. That fight, He lost, but he actually won. It was one of those to where the judges had it wrong, the scorecards. Felipe won. He was even surprised they looked at him. And then he comes back and gets a win over Chase Sherman, real naked chirp. The reason why I like Jay Collier now at the heavyweight, he puts a pace on there, man. I know what I'm gonna get out of there. He has quick hands for his size, can go for some takedowns as well. One of the bigger boys that I like to bet, like a Parker Porter out there, hear me out on him though. But Jay Collier, he's one of the fighters to where he should be, an all-around better athlete just because of his size, So his size at middleweight, now he's transferring that speed over to heavyweight. I'm taking a stab on Jay Collier as well. I took him at plus 115 a little bit too early because I could have got him at a better line right now. I just don't trust Arlovski, man. He goes out there, peppers the jab out there, dances around, and he knows how to win a fight. That's the tricky thing about him. He knows how to win the fight because he's been doing them for so long. So it's kind of hard to bet against him, but I'm taking Porky Pig in this one, man.
Yeah, give me Porky Pig all day. I like what you said about how he's a middleweight, or he was a middleweight, but now he's at heavyweight, but he still has those same movements. He still has speed. He still could operate like a middleweight. So yeah, I like Jay Collier too.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You got Ramy giving a parlay out. He's saying Tashara Tahara plus Shakur Stevenson is a massive lock. Hey, locks. Hey, I will say this. There's no locks in MMA. There's no locks in boxing because it's ruled by the mob. But yeah, I'm all over Shakur Stevenson, man. I'm all over Shakur Stevenson all day. Parlayed him when he was a minus 400.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye on that parlay, Ramy. I'll write that one down.
Yep. Next fight, man. Only one more left, man. Main event coming on. Rob Font versus Chito Vera kicking off this main card. Chito Vera, long deserved, been waiting for a main event. Now he's getting it coming up, but doesn't have a small task on him, 19-5. Rob Font coming in. 20 wins for Chito Vera, 7 losses, 1 draw. How do you see this fight taking place, Brad?
Yeah, before we start, I don't know why this popped in my mind, but you a Sugar Sean guy? You fuck with Sugar?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, hell yeah, same here. That's my boy.
Yeah.
All right, but back to it. About to go. I mean, because when I see Marlon Vera, for some reason, I just think of that Sugar fight. But yeah, I love this fight personally. I mean, Marlon Vera coming off that disgusting KO against Frankie Edgar, that was absolutely nasty. And this is a fight that is huge for both of these guys. Whoever wins this fight is going to be catapulted to fighting these top guys in the bantamweight division, which is one of the more ruthless divisions in the UFC right now. But man, I like Rob Font in this one. I think he's going to be able to outbox Marlon Vera. Marlon Vera, we saw in the Frankie Edgar fight, kind of started off a little rough. I mean, Frankie Edgar was winning that fight for a little bit, but and then just got caught. So look, I like Rob Font's boxing. I think he's going to be able to pick him apart from the outside. And Chito Vera, the way he strikes, he's very stationary. He doesn't move around a lot. He doesn't use a lot of head movement. So I think Rob Font is going to be able to piece him up and get a win here. And Rob Font, this will be his third, 5-round fight, which I like that a lot. Chito Vera hasn't fought in one 5-round fight in his career. So I love that there. I think Rob Font's going to be able to push a pace and win this fight. I'm late just picking up rounds. So give me Rob Font money line. It's out minus 135 last time I checked, so not too juicy there. So yeah, Rob Font all day for me.
Like it, man. Like it. Yeah, Rob Font, man. Coming off of a loss, but before that, I mean, he was on a winning streak, man. Coming off of a loss, no disrespect, but I mean, he lost to a legend, Jose Aldo, lost by unanimous decision. Before that, he was piecing them up. Rob Font, coming from Boston, cartel, trains over there with Cal Bachniak, Calvin Cater, killers like that, has one of the best jabs in the division. And then before that loss, win over Kobe Garbrandt, win over Marlon Moraes, a win over Ricky Simone. Ain't too many people got that, Watch this. A win over the Bellator champion, Sergio Pettis. So the pedigree's there for Rob Font right now. So I see him out there. Minus 125. Opened up at a minus 135. Money's coming in on Cheeto. Never been too high on Cheeto. Never liked Cheetos when I was a kid. I was a Funyun type guy, So, like, when it comes to it, Cheeto, he has decent cardio. He can take your back. He'll be aggressive at that, but I'm just not on Cheeto, so I'm gonna go ahead and bet Rob Font as well. I will make it to the window on this one. Minus 125. That's not too bad for me, man.
I like it.
Yes, sir, man. So yeah, we in cahoots. I mean, we're on the same team on the co-main event and the main event, man. It's gonna be a hell of a night this week.
Yep, I'm pumped.
Let's go ahead, man. You want to go over your best pick, your best dog, and best parlay to get these people some money to cash in on?
Yeah, let's start with the best dog. All right, you were just saying we're on a lot of the same fights, the co-main event, the main event. I know you're on the damage here, but give me Tristan Connelly, best dog right there.
Best dog? Not mad at it.
Tristan.
Not mad at it. Tristan Connelly. Okay, for the people out there too, let me give you guys a line on Tristan Connelly as of right now. So if you guys want to get Brad's best dog, no money, free of charge, you could go ahead and get Tristan Connelly plus 140, or even a little bit better out there, shop around for the best line. All right, man. My best dog of the day, Yohan Lainesse. Plus 112, man. You heard it here, man. When the people are just all on one fighter and that's all I'm hearing, even if I was thinking about betting Gabe Green, which I kind of was getting convinced of because of he can do this. Nah, man. Give me Yohan Lainesse. I'm sticking to my guns. I'm sticking to my thoughts. You see the records right there, so we're going to keep it rolling. Best pick next up.
Hey, I'm going to roll with that over 2.5 rounds in that Jotko versus GM3 fight. I love that there.
Like it. Not bad. My best pick of the night, man, is going to be Romanov inside the distance. It just is what it is, man. It's going to be chalky out there. I played it last week, and then that fight got canceled, so I know now it's going to be even probably double that. But go ahead, man. I'm going with Romanov inside the distance in that one.
Yeah, that's easy money. Poor Chase Sherman, man. Poor Chase Sherman. Tough.
Now, here comes the lottery pick parlay time. Coming off of a great week last week, plus 115 hit the week before that, coming off of a plus 345. So, coming off of 3-0, we're feeling impressive. My man Brad's locking it up 2-1. What you got for him here?
Yeah, I'm going to roll with Grant Dawson. Too much wrestling there. He's going to be able to win that fight via just good wrestling. Then I'm going Rob Font, and then I'm going to go the over 2.5 rounds, and then Jotko versus GM3 fight again. If that doesn't hit, that's going to suck, but, it's my best pick, so I'm throwing that in my lottery pick parlay as well.
I like it. Okay. So I have Grant Dawson, but I'm not going to be on it that way. So I'm going to go ahead and change it up for you guys, man. I don't want to be on the same fight in it. Give me some women. Gina Mazzani, minus 165. I got the Fili. I got the Andrei Fili, minus 220. Parlay them both together, you get plus 130. That's my lottery pick parlay right there. Gina Mazzani and Andrei Fili, plus 130.
There we go. Good show.
Yep. Not mad at it, man. So, man, we're about to wrap the show up, man. We appreciate everybody in the chat, man. We got Chase Duskins. We got Rami. We got Shane. We got my man Andy. We got Robert Pitts. We had somebody else up in there. We got Jay Pickdawgz, Jazo Baga, however you pronounce your name, man. We appreciate everybody out there in the chat. But hey, do us a favor, man. We know you're going to be watching this on the rewatch. Hit that like, hit that comment, hit that subscribe. Pickdawgz, man. We'll be back same time next week. More picks for you guys to cash in on.
Hey, let's get this money, baby.
Let's go.